are having an awesome Sunday. It's your girl Sunshine here with another video for you. Okay, I wanted to talk about Roc Nation CEO slash owner Desiree Perez. Her daughter filed a lawsuit the beginning of this month, I believe. She filed a lawsuit against her mom, alleging a lot of crazy, weird stuff that you probably wouldn't even think would actually be going on in not only just someone's home, but a rich person's home. Okay. So, allegedly, Desiree Perez, sorry, I just got a text message, but allegedly, Desiree Perez got her daughter and her son-in-law locked up. Okay, so let's get into it here. Um, against their will, pretty much. What's up, Chris? What's going on? Let's see here. Sorry about that. So I'm reading Baller Alert, and they say Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez accused of forcibly committing daughter to psychiatric facility. OMG. Okay. So, but I'm bringing this conversation up because you guys, Desiree Perez works with Roc Nation, which works with Jay-Z, which we know that Diddy is on trial right now, and he could be having some conspiracy stuff going on. Allegedly, KK, Christina Coram, is going to be caught up in some co-conspirator type situation. And Jay-Z was just named in a lawsuit with Diddy the end of last year, the beginning of this year. So to hear that someone so close to Jay-Z has been involved in some criminal activity, and we know she's a criminal, that is very strange. Let's get into it, okay? So I'm not pretty sure if this one, hold on, because I have some information about your girl. Okay, sorry about that. But I have some information about Desiree Perez. Okay, like I said, she is the CEO. Oh, no problem. She is the CEO and part owner of Roc Nation. Um, let's see here. So this is definitely a legit lawsuit, a filing by the daughter, Demoree. Demoree Hatley, okay, is the biological daughter of Desiree Perez, who filed this lawsuit against her own mom. Okay, what's up, Zaman? Zaman. So it's Javon Hatley, and that sounds like a black guy. I don't know. I'm just saying, it sounds like a black name, Javon, but I don't know. So it's Javon Hatley and Demoree Hatley. All right. Let's see here. Okay, I was trying to find out her criminal record. Okay, so Desiree Perez is um a former rug, with the D, Raffiker with the T, rug Raffiker. I hate when YouTube doesn't like me to use certain terms, because then I have to find a way to get y'all to understand what I'm saying. So I try to stay um within the community guidelines so my channel won't get shut down, because I don't want any problems, and my channel is new. Um Lewis, who is Lewis? What's up, Lewis? Alpha, what's up, Alpha? Wishing you the best love and positive energy as well. Yes. I hope you all are having an awesome, awesome Sunday. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not, give me a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. But I'm talking about Desiree Perez, okay? She is the co-owner and CEO of Roc Nation. Her daughter filed a lawsuit against her. She is a former rug trafficker, confidential informant, okay, and convicted felon. Okay, did you hear that resume? Okay, and this lady is very powerful. Her name has been, um, heard around the hip hop community for a very long time. So she is definitely a confidential informant. It's in the lawsuit filings that she's a confidential informant, which means she could tell on people, which means she could set people up. Okay, so I don't know why she would be CEO and part owner of Roc Nation, which is Jay-Z's company. That doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So Demoree Hadley is her biological daughter. Javon Hadley is the husband of Demoree. Demoree and Javon met in high school. So they're high school sweethearts. They've been together for 15 years. They got married in 2024. For the past 2 years, Desiree has used her money and power and influence to tear them apart. She created an enterprise of individuals to effectuate her plot and use unlawful um, actions towards Javon and Demoree. Okay. She got them both arrested on 3 different occasions. She had them falsely detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act. So this was in Florida. Unfortunately, Desiree has a history of using illegal tactics to act to get her way. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe I'm reading this. Like, wow, this woman is something else. Okay, this is Desiree Perez. So, all right. So let's get into what the reports are saying. That what I just read to you was part of the lawsuit that the daughter, um, and it's hard for me to see, but I'm gonna try to do this without the daughter filed. Okay, so Florida woman Demoree Hartley is accusing her mom, Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez, of using her influence to stage a forced psychiatric commitment in South Florida, alleged to break up her marriage and cut her off from her husband. In a lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County and obtained by NBC Miami, Hadley claims Perez weaponized Florida mental health system using the Baker Act and Marchman Act to detain her without justification. The suit accuses Perez and others of false imprisonment, harassment, and civil conspiracy. Whew, that's a whole lot. Okay, you think the Diddy case is crazy? What about stuff like this right here? Okay, the daughter is saying that she was falsely um, admitted in the psychiatric ward for no apparent reason, just because her mom wanted to break her up. Now, if they're doing stuff like this to their own children, what you think they'll do to someone that's on the label or someone they want to harass? Okay, get you locked up. Now, if you don't remember, Kanye said that he was locked up because trainer, his trainer called the doctor, and the doctor got Kanye admitted. So remember, Kanye did bring that up. Let's see here. It continues to say Hadley's attorney, Hilton Napoleon II, said the conflict erupted after family dispute and Denia Beach earlier this year. Excuse me. Broadward Sheriff's deputies and a mobile crisis team took Hadley into custody under the Baker Act, which permits an involuntary evaluations. If someone is deemed a threat to themselves or others, y'all better stop acting crazy out here because somebody can get you a minute. You better know how your state laws work, okay, before you out here playing around acting crazy. Okay? But because this is some serious stuff here, all right? This goes on your record. This can be used against you. Like if you were trying to get insurance, life insurance, because you may look like a suicider. Um, I don't know, a deleter. Okay, so that wouldn't be good on your medical record. The decision reportedly came after a phone consultation with Dr. Daniel Barber, who authorized the commitment without even evaluating Hadley in person. Y'all, people out here can do some weird stuff. I know I used to live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I got into an argument with a girl, and she went and filed a police report against me, and they came and picked me up. They came to pick me up that night. So like y'all be careful about messing with people out here. That's why I don't play with people. I just try to cut them off and just back out silently. After meeting with Miss Hadley and speaking with her mental health provider and members of her family, the decision was initiated because of the Baker Act in order to ensure her safety. Ellen to take appropriate action would have been a breach of Dr. Barber's ethical and professional obligations, Barber's attorney stated. Hadley tested negative for rugs with the D, but still held under the Marchman Act at Life Skills South Florida. Now, Demoree Hadley is also suing Life Skills South Florida. Now, I haven't really did my research about Life Skills South Florida, but y'all, they have a long history of locking up celebrities. I believe Britney Spears had something to do with Life Skills South Florida, and a couple of other people as well. So the reason I'm bringing this up here, it may not sound like much to you, but I know who these people are based on the activity that they're into. And this lady, Desiree Perez, was already a threat to the hip hop community. And now she is, in a lawsuit that was filed by her daughter, okay, for locking her daughter up falsely. Let's see here. So she was released on April 8th. She claims Perez made false domestic violence claims against her husband, Javon Hadley, a charge Perez denies in her countersuit. Oh, so there's a countersuit. Okay, that makes sense that she would countersuit because she wouldn't want any information out here that she's out here part of a lawsuit. And, it looks good when you could countersuit it back. I think Kevin Hart did something like that. Um, he filed a lawsuit, allegedly. I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure, but I believe he did something like that. Someone was trying to sue him, and then he came back with a countersuit. But I'm not quite sure, but I believe that was Kevin Hart. I'm thinking. Let's see here. So, she claims Perez made false domestic violence claims against her and her husband, Javon Hadley, a charge Perez denies in her countersuit, citing concern for her daughter's well being. So, stuff like that goes on your medical record. So, even if it's not true, it still goes on your medical record, which, like I said, causes a lot of issues down the road. Let's say she was to get a speeding ticket or something. Now, she's not black, so, you know, she's not going to have the same life situations as a black woman would have. Thankfully for her. But if this was a black person who had something like this on their record, the police could, if they, felt the need to, okay, it's a lot of, they have a lot of wiggle room right here, because on her medical record it says, she has some mental health issues. Stuff like that can get leaked to your police report if you file one. If a police report was filed and it was mentioned that you have a mental health issue, like the person who filed the report claims that, oh yeah, they have mental health issues, they have a, they're mentally ill, stuff like that'll be put in their report. It can also be, leaked for police officers to get that information as well. But this is crazy here. I wonder if Perez is going to be linked to P. Diddy and any type of co-conspiracy situation, because if this information is true, Desiree Perez is definitely a threat. Which, I mean, the fact that she's a confidential informant just lets me know that, no one should be playing with her anyway. Like, I don't understand why Jay-Z is messing with her. But I guess it makes sense, right? Yeah. Well, I definitely just wanted to come and bring that information to you guys to make sure y'all know what's going on. I feel like she needs to be called as a co-conspirator, and she needs to be investigated for all the criminal activity that she's probably doing. Because if she's doing some stuff with her daughter, she definitely is probably doing, allegedly, is probably doing stuff to these celebrities who are signed with Roc Nation. Now, Roc Nation, you guys know, have a lot of big name artists, okay? And we know these artists get on these labels and they get suicidal, allegedly. They come up deleted, allegedly. We hear a lot of stuff about these artists. And just hearing this information that Demoree said in her lawsuit, it makes me wonder about a lot of things, that's going on in that industry. And that industry also includes the athletes, okay? Because I believe Roc Nation has something to do with athletes also. I'm not quite sure, but I believe it's not just record artists that they deal with. So I'm not quite sure. So in the future, if you hear anything that is a rock label, that is a Roc Nations, um, hear anything that's about Roc Nation, far as like any artist or any athlete, then you definitely, and probably real estate too. I think it's real estate Roc Nation is into also, or they have their hand in. But you guys, I wouldn't be surprised to hear more information from other people filing reports against Roc Nation or Roc Nation artists or label mates, label heads, label heads. Yeah, the ones who run it. Okay, the ones who doing the running. Now we also know that Megan Thee Stallion, okay, is one of the people, one of the artists that signed. What's up, Dwight? What's up? How are you? I hope you're having an awesome Sunday. But again, Megan Thee Stallion is one of the famous artists that's under Roc Nation. And we know she's a liar and has just been brought up in some conspiracy stuff. Okay. They went through a lawsuit with Tory Lanez that was all the way false. Okay. So this case is very important, you guys. Stuff like this, information like this, we need to know about. You don't need to be sitting around like, oh, that has nothing to do with Diddy or with this, so I'm not going to add it to this. But no, Roc Nation is Roc Nation. Megan Thee Stallion just got into some big mess. Hopefully, they're going to hold her accountable for the lies that she testified to, her and Kelsey Harris. Hopefully, they're going to hold them both responsible for the lies that they've been caught up in. But Megan Thee Stallion is signed to Roc Nation, so it's not too far fetched. And I remember when that whole situation came out with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, and I was like one of the first people that was saying probably, I don't believe that. The story didn't even make sense to me. It didn't make sense that you're shooting a gun in the air and she got shot in her foot. That didn't make sense for one. But whatever, you guys. I didn't want to make this video too long. What's up, Kel Walker? I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I just wanted to talk about Desiree Perez with her corrupt self, okay? Because I'm pretty sure this is only the beginning. And y'all, I'm willing to bet, okay, money. I'm willing to bet money that when Megan Thee Stallion go down, Desiree Perez is probably going to be one of the people that's called. Because I'm pretty sure she called someone. And I believe it was Desiree Perez who she called when she was at the hospital when this all happened. It's like it's my memory's coming back. I'm very smart. Thank you. Well, thank you, you guys. Like I said, subscribe to this YouTube channel here so you can get all the scoop. Okay, I love to talk about celebrity news and celebrity stuff, entertainment, and also food. I'm about to do a food channel on YouTube as well because I hit up a lot of different restaurants and stuff, and I want to just showcase a lot of beautiful places that I go to. But that'll be separate. Once I get that started, I'll let you guys know. But thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can get the latest info and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys have an awesome Sunday. Peace.